Welcome back to our channel, Warriors. 7,000 subscribers. You guys did it. You guys absolutely did it. I want to thank you guys. Alright, we achieved 7,000 subscribers in 24 hours. I mean 24 days, okay? That's crazy. Alright? That's unheard of. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank all you guys that have been commenting, liking, sharing. I see all you guys. I see all you guys when you guys tap in. Yeah, I try to like and get back to you guys as much as possible. But the more they keep going, I got to get faster at that shit. So, with that being said, yeah, to all the ones that are on there, I'll give you guys a shout out, but I don't want to mess up your guys' name or butcher your guys' name because some are hard for me to pronounce, but you get my drift. Thank you guys. And with that, I want to invite you guys over to my Instagram. Alright, it's Hector_Bravo. So hop on over there and give that a like. Now I dropped that video about the female guards engaging relationships with inmates. So it seems like you guys like that type of juicy content. Alright? So here's one for you. Here goes another one. Betrayal. A story about betrayal. Alright? You guys want to know this side of the house. Right? This side of the fence. This is how it's going to go. I started at Centinela State Prison. Okay? The department is small. The department all the way down from frickin' Centinela all the way up to Pelican Bay. And every prison in between. The department is small. Alright, so all it takes, better yet, when somebody new touches down at an institution, we do background checks. Alright, it's not that hard. You guys are probably thinking, what the heck? Yes, absolutely. If somebody touches down that we are unfamiliar with, we know what prison they came from. We send a text out to anybody over there that we know and say, what's up with this person? They're either going to give you a thumbs up or they're going to give you a thumbs down. Bottom line. Good or no good? Right? Leave it at that. You guys are probably thinking, damn, what the hell? Is this real? Is this dude saying the truth? Yes, 100%. So, if you have bad paperwork, right? If you are no good, that shit, your career is going to follow you. For sure. And I can guarantee 100%, me coming on this channel, people are reaching out down south. What's up with this dude? Alright, so they can make their assumptions for themselves, whatever, have you it be. But I can guarantee those calls already went out, without a doubt. So I started at Centinela State Prison. There was another individual that started there. We were both officers together. I was brand spanking new. This person had a little bit of time. A little bit of time under me. Probably had, or over me, he probably had, I don't know, maybe at the time he had 8 years in, I had like 1 year in, maybe he was 10, or maybe it was 11 that he had. But you get that kind of separation. So you learn to watch people, you learn to see how people behave, you learn to see their demeanorism. I think I made up that word, I might have to copyright that one, demeanorism. Well, you get afforded opportunities in this department. And me personally, I watched how people handle those opportunities. Right? It's probably no different on the other side if somebody gets a little bit of influence, you know, a shot caller, and then they go fucking nuts with it. I'm sure we can agree to say that when certain people get put in certain positions, sometimes they lose their fucking mind. Well, this is a story. I remember this individual doing acting sergeant. Okay, he's an officer. He's now acting in the position of a sergeant. Right. So he gets to do those roles and responsibility. This guy, and I remember, is writing up officers, his peers, as an acting sergeant. And that's one of those things, man. Like, are you serious? Are you serious, dude? Number one, you're not in that spot. For real. Number two, dude, you're coming back. You're coming back to the line. Like, what are you thinking burning the bridge at the bottom? Like, at your level. I remember that. I didn't say anything to him. I didn't talk to the guy. It's probably a reason why I didn't talk to the guy. I get to Donovan. He gets to Donovan. I'm a sergeant. He's a sergeant. Right? A real sergeant and a real sergeant now. We both have promoted. You guys are probably thinking, damn, this shit's getting good. It is. So, I still didn't talk to the dude. Right? Like minimal. Like, what's up? Like, nothing chopping it up. Nothing overboard, right? Just kind of baseline. I could probably sense something, right? So anyhow, he had me beating seniority. He promotes to lieutenant. I promote to lieutenant, right? It's not that we're racing each other. We're not competing. It's just kind of how things are just playing out in a time frame, right? Over years, over a span of years, this is happening. Well, the lieutenant group is relatively small. You have probably maybe 31 lieutenants at each prison, average, right? Fucking half of those are on workman's comp. Nah, just kidding. That's only at RJD. Anyways, bring your back ass to work, man. People are waiting for you to come back. So, relatively small. Therefore, you kind of, in essence, have to work together. You truly do, man. Because if incidents are popping off at other yards, at that Charlie yard, you're going to help. You have to help. You have to help because A, you're going to find yourself over there, or B, somewhere down the line, you're going to end up needing help yourself. It's just a beast. It's a monster. So, then that's when our relationship of talking and hanging out and starts to build and grow, right? Fuck, I should have known better. I should have known better. But like I said, it's one of those things where, hey, I scratch your back, you scratch my back, we're helping each other out, we're helping, right? Till you start seeing, but I've always remembered that when this dude was an acting sergeant at Centinela, he was writing up his peers, officers. So that never left my mind. This is when I told you we had a fucked up Warden Pollard administration, 2019, 2020, right? Told you he had picked me to be his right-hand man. I didn't like it. I asked to go back. I went back. This time frame. This buffoon, right? The guy that I'm talking about. Warden Pollard had just absolutely burned every fucking bridge that he had, right? He had, one of my homies, oh my God, one of my homies did acting captain under that administration, and they turned around and they fucked him. They fucked him. They put him under investigation. They made up all kinds of frivolous shit, all because they were trying to go after an AW that they didn't like. I know what you're thinking. Grimy. Why would they do that? Fuck if I know. Unbeknownst. Well, one of those, that chief deputy warden at the time, she's now at headquarters. So now you guys have to worry on a larger scale of her stupidity and her antics and snakish behavior. So I hope I didn't lose you guys. I'm just trying to paint the picture here of the environment, right? Because it's a fearful environment. The environment is like, I'm going to get got. I'm going to get got. Like everybody was thinking that because people were getting got. I just told you about my homie that did acting captain and they fucked him in the ass. Bad. Oh my God. Bad. And that's somebody doing the right thing, their leadership abilities, raising their hand to help, and then bam, helped all right. Thankfully, everything was able to get resolved over years. It's very unfortunate those people had to go through what they had to go through. So that time frame. So now nobody wants to work for this fucking idiot Pollard. Nobody. Except for the guy that I'm telling this story about. right? It's kind of like when you play softball or baseball or football, and you're picking last. You're picking last. And this motherfucker's over here like, pick me, like putting his own hand up, pick me, and like ain't nobody else. Everybody's kind of like hiding, ducking, dodging, leaving. So yeah, of course this fucking idiot gets the opportunity to do acting captain. Acting captain, mind you. These are the ones with the double bars, right? The lieutenant just has that one little shiny butter bar. This is the one with two, the railroad track looking one. That shit comes with responsibility. Or it should come with some fucking knowledge, policy and procedures of responsibility. Should. Oh my God. This fucking clown switched it up immediately. So, this is where it gets juicy, guys. This is where the whole story was going. I had a pair of bars. I had a pair of captain bars in my closet. And I bought them for if ever the opportunity arose, if they picked you or, hey, you're going to do acting captain. They were there, right? Not that I wanted to. At one point, I kind of did want to. This is before I saw the craziness, right? So, he knew I had a pair of acting captain bars or in my closet. This fool calls me up and says, hey, bro, they just offered me to do acting captain. I started Monday. I know you got a pair of bars. Can I go over to your house and pick them up? I'm like, sure, roll through, dude. My pops was over. He knows my pops. He used to work with my pops. My compadre was over. He knows my compadre. We all used to work with each other. I told you, this is a small department. I greet this dude at the door. I give him a hug. He says what's up to my dad. Shakes her hand. Everything's fine and dandy. This fucking clown, come Monday morning, just switches it up. Just fucking loses his mind, right? Just switches it up. Starts walking by my office, mind you. And it's like, good morning, Lieutenant. I'm like, what the fuck? Homie, you are a lieutenant. Don't get it fucking twisted. Like, it went to his head. Immediately went to his head. So I start seeing that, and I'm always remembering this dude wrote up officers as an acting sergeant. So, I was on A-Yard. This fucking idiot was in charge of A-Yard at the time. Acting captain. The regular lieutenant on that yard went out workman's comp. I made a video about lieutenants, the different types of lieutenants. You should watch it. One of the ones that when they're up here, they're loving life, when they're getting everything, when they're the golden boy, and when they're down here, they lose their fucking mind and go on suicide watch. Well, this homie at this time was down here, wasn't handling I'm not going to say difficulty of the job, but the normalcy of the job of a line lieutenant, what we're supposed to be. Couldn't handle it, bounced. Workman's comp, never seen the guy again. So me as a kind of a coverage lieutenant, I sit in that spot, in that chair, in his desk, right? Like, he wasn't fucking there. So this fucking dumbass captain walks in my office and says, hey, so-and-so, this is not your incident. This is not your incident. As you know, the other guy, he's out right now, and I don't know when he's going to come back. Can you do me a favor, and can you do this use of force critique for him? Meaning, there was an incident, force was used. Me as a lieutenant, I have to make sure everything was done within policy and procedure. I have to do this, right? It's my job. So I'm like, that's all you want me to do, man. The use of force critique. Yeah, bro, don't trip, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, dude, cool. No problem. Mind you, this wasn't my fucking work. I'm doing this dude a favor because the other guy bounced. Couldn't handle it. So I'm right there, very vague. It was kind of a fucked up incident, meaning like a lot of moving parts, a lot of like just, I had no knowledge of the incident, so I'm coming in blind to this, right? I don't know who was involved other than some minimal reports that were gathered. So I emailed this dude, hey, I'm going to need more clarification. What do you want me to do here, man? This dude kind of just tells me, like, fucking just shuns me, right? Fast forward. Now it's being held at IERC. This fucking thing, something IE review committee. This is where the managers and some lady from OIG, somebody needs to really come down and sit in on Donovan's IERC. They are doing it all wrong, right? They are violating Graham versus Connor, for sure. Somebody from the feds, please help. So, this fucking dumb bastard, my homie, they didn't like me already. The higher-ups didn't like me. And I think you can tell why, because I wasn't quiet. I went against that grain. I asked to come back to the line. I didn't want to be a part of that team. It wasn't even a team. It was a snake pit. They see my name on that assignment. Of course, they want to burn me right off the bat. Anything my name was attached to, they're like, let's get them. Right? But I wasn't the only one. Motherfuckers that used to stand up too, they used to get we all used to get it. The good ones. The ones that used to stand up for what's right. For the troops. For what's right. For the inmates. For what's right. So, they're like, hey, who did this? So-and-so. Alright, cool. He fucked up here. He fucked up here. He fucked up here. This shit was late. This shit was late. So instead of that acting captain telling them, hey, no, I told him to do this. I just barely told him to do this. I told him not to worry about everything else. Instead of him doing the right thing, this motherfucker went along with it and wrote me up. Wrote me up. Wrote me up. This guy wrote me up. He asked me to do him a favor for somebody else that left. I do him a favor. It goes up to the top, and this fucking coward, no backbone having, no brain having, buffoon writes me up. Betrayal. I cannot talk to you about betrayal. That's just one story involving this individual. This guy was putting me in a lot of bad positions with his buffoonery. Wow. Oh my God. So yeah, to wrap this one up, you can see that that story didn't sit well with me. You can see that that experience didn't sit well with me. Because I came from the military. I came from the military where my brothers were willing to die for me and did die for me. Right? Didn't show fucking cowardice. So this is the lesson for this episode. Don't be a coward. Stand up for what's right. Be a man of your word. Have a spine. Don't betray people. Don't let the power go to your head. Because one day you're going to come back. You're going to come back and you're going to be fucked. All right? Be humble or get humbled. Keep pushing forward.